a headline the left-wing New York Times just hated writing. Wife in San Bernardino attack pledges ISIS allegiance, officials say. They still won't use the words Muslim or terrorism. They say ISIS instead of Islamic State. And they don't mention that the wife was a mail-order bride originally from Pakistan via Saudi Arabia. So they're still doing their best to obscure things. But they've stopped pretending that the attack was a right-winger on an abortion clinic or some Republican militia or whatever fantasy inhabits the minds of the New York Times and the other media elites when they think of a gun threat to America. So what's going on here? Well, here's a theory that my friend Ross McLean, the security specialist, shared with me. Just a theory, just speculation, but it caught my attention. The terrorist husband here, Syed Farouk, he was born in Chicago to Pakistani parents. He had a pretty good life, went to college, got a cushy job with the government, lived in San Bernardino. But then he met Tashfeen Malik online. And she was Pakistani too, living in Saudi Arabia. They met on an online dating service for Muslims. He went to Saudi Arabia. He was there for just a week. They got married right away, and then he brought her back to America. And then this week, she joined him in the terrorist attack. She was so brutal, so inhuman, that the two of them had a 6-month-old baby girl, but she preferred to be a murderer than a mother. They dropped off their 6-month-old daughter at his parents', and then the two of them went, husband and wife, to murder 14 Americans together, injure another 17. Think about how brutal that is. She hated Americans more than she loved her own daughter. Just think about that. And now we have the police report that she swore loyalty to the Islamic State. She wrote that online. So here's Ross McLean's theory, that she was the brains of the operation. She was the infiltrator. She recruited him online. She, a Pakistani in Saudi Arabia, basically told this American Muslim that she would marry him, she would have sex with him, do whatever, and used him as a way to get herself into America, to get into America and to get a loyal terrorist, her husband, to commit a murder with her. Get her into the country and get an accomplice. Say, how many other Muslim extremist women are getting into the United States or Canada this way? Through online Muslim dating sites, then getting a fiancé visa, then turning their husbands into terrorists. I don't know. But that sure looks like what happened here. But in a way, it's not surprising. We've seen Muslim girls go from Europe to the Islamic State for a sex jihad, to offer themselves up as prostitutes, really, to please the terrorist men. It usually ends very badly since they're raped and passed around. But sex is a central motivation for Muslim extremists. They are so sexually repressed in their culture of prudishness and shame and medieval notions of honor. It's why they murder their own women in their families for not wearing a niqab. It's why the Islamic State recruits and rewards terrorists who come to Syria, rewards them with rape slaves captured from Christian or Yazidi women. So is it really that far-fetched for a Muslim woman to recruit herself to California to radicalize a Muslim man who already has citizenship and job credentials, turn him into a terrorist, and the both of them go down in a blaze of Allah's glory? You know, Shakespeare talked about such demonic women, how unfeminine they are. Here's what he wrote about Lady Macbeth. Here's her prayer to be made unfemale, to be unsexed, so she could help commit a murder. Let me quote Shakespeare just for a couple sentences. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe, top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop up the access and passage to remorse. Come to my women's breasts and take my milk for gall. Or as they say in Arabic, Allah Akbar. For TheRebel.media, I'm Ezra Levant.